Have you ever wondered what friendly Minecraft mobs would look like if they were actually realistic? Because some of them are way less friendly than I expected, so I picked 3 mobs that are usually harmless and tried turning them into something that could actually exist. And stick around for the last one, I noticed something you won't unsee after that. Starting with the first mob, Mushroom. The mushroom is basically just a cow with mushrooms on it, which feels very Minecraft and not very real. So I started with a normal cow and rebuilt all the dark shapes on its body to match the original mob, especially the hoofs, because those needed to stay pitch black. For the background, I wanted something that felt grounded, almost like a The Last of Us environment. Overgrown, quiet, and just a little uncomfortable. At first, the cow looked like it didn't belong there, so I had to completely reshade it to match the light in the scene. Since the light was coming from behind, it needed proper shadows on the ground and another shadow underneath it just to anchor it in place. Then came the mushrooms. I actually tried adding spores at first, which sounded cool, but it instantly made it feel magical instead of real. So that idea got deleted. I added the rest of the mushroom... Jesus. I added the rest of the mushrooms, blended them into the body and even painted hair over them so it felt like they were actually growing out of the cow. Once the lighting started affecting both the cow and the mushrooms, it finally clicked. So this is mushroom but realistic. And if you don't want a mushroom cow visiting you tonight, you can like the video. Just saying. The next one was supposed to be easy. Well, it wasn't. Next up is ghast. Before starting this one, I checked what a ghast actually is, and yeah, it's basically a floating ghost cube with feet. So I traced out the main cube shape first, the front, the side, and then the top. And then I blocked in the eyes and the mouth. Originally, I thought about giving it realistic tentacles, and guess what? It looked terrible. So instead, I made my own simplified legs, something between feet and tentacles, but let's just call them feet. Since it's a ghost, I thought a church might be the perfect choice for this one, so a church it is. The light in the scene was coming from the top left, so all the shading had to follow that direction, especially the highlights. I kept those uneven so it didn't feel too clean. Then I changed the color of the ghast entirely, a very desaturated, dirty orange that fits the environment better. After that, I added dirt textures to every visible side of the cube, each one adjusted to the correct perspective. The original mob has these weird stains on it, which honestly now look like it spilled a drink of Shirley Temple. He doesn't have arms, so I can imagine drinking is messy. Anyway, so I repainted those using a red dirt texture. Same things for the legs. The face still felt too perfect though, so I messed up the edges of the eyes and the mouth, made them dark red and added shadows to them. At a second glance, I thought the ghast still looked a bit too neat, so I added even more dirt. Then I blurred the background, locked focus on the ghast and finished it off with a camera raw filter. So this is ghast but realistic, which brings us to the weird one, the evoker. The evoker already looked unsettling in Minecraft, so making it realistic was interesting to say the least. I started with a reference of someone standing with folded arms, masked out everything and rebuilt the robe over the body. The evoker doesn't have hair, so I needed a bald head. I hope this sentence doesn't become reality for me anytime soon. I blended in the top of a different head and made him bald. Then I duplicated the arms and placed them in the foreground so it actually looked like they were inside the robe. The sleeves didn't line up properly though. In the original robe image, the arms were raised, which made the fold sit way too high, so I liquefied the fabric downward to match the arm position. And liquefy sometimes causes damage, so I had to clean everything up with the clone stamp to make the fabric look normal again. Once that was fixed, I shaded the body and arms and turned the entire character gray, keeping just a hint of color in the eyes and lips. When I saw the evoker, I saw a stone with arms and legs, so I leaned into it. I added stone textures to the face, arms and body, and then warped them to follow the shapes and reshaded everything so it didn't feel flat. Then I added the yellow stripes to the robe, and there was a zipper in the way which ruined the look, so I completely removed it and rebuilt the fabric. Now for the nose. The evoker has this exaggerated nose, so I translated that into a metal piece wrapping around it. I traced the shape, shaded it so it felt like it sat on top of the face, added highlights, texture, and scratches to sell the metal. A bit of shadow underneath and it finally felt integrated. I changed the eyes to green, adjusted the lighting across the whole scene, and blurred the background to separate depth. After a lot of back and forth with highlights and shadows, I was finally satisfied. So this is the evoker, but realistic and weird. Let me know which one was your favorite and if you want to see more Minecraft mobs done like this. And if you enjoyed this one, you will probably like this video next.